afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mayor Brandon Scott's press conference in conjunction with United Way of Central Maryland. And I'm Dr. Joanne Martin, founder, along with my late husband, Dr. Elmer Martin, of the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum. Someone astutely said that the parking lot represents ground zero in our press conference today because it shows what the funding that is to be presented and announced, what it is the funding will do to help us do what we are trying to do. And many of you, because we've been doing this and working on this for a long time now, over the years. Many of you are confused about exactly what the plan is. Some of you have seen the block-long, very groundbreaking exhibit renderings of that, and that is our dream. That's the overall dream. But just in working on this, we decided that it made sense for us to approach this in phases. And so with the phases, we're talking about a $12.5 million phase one project. And the funding that we have received from various sources will certainly help us to do that. We're talking about getting rid of what you see behind you, demolishing properties from the firehouse. The firehouse is at 1601 East North Avenue, and that's where our major exhibits are. And we obtain the firehouse through city support. Next to the firehouse, there are 5 buildings, and those are coming down. That will allow us to add 25,000 square feet of exhibit space and tell not the 5,000 years of history that we tell now, but 250,000 years of history. Starting in ancient Africa, starting in Africa as the birthplace of humankind, that history that ties all of us together as members of the human race. So that is the plan. We'll be tearing properties down, doing a total demolition, in some cases, case preserved, tearing down behind the facades, but keeping at least 2 of those facades. That's the plan. Elmer and I moved to North Avenue in 1988. The museum was started in 1983 in a downtown storefront in a storefront in downtown Baltimore. But we moved to this community in 1988. Guided by Elmer's philosophy, his belief that conventional wisdom all over this nation is that you hide your poverty areas, and once you succeed in hiding them, then you can succeed in neglecting them. But that we were going to create a groundbreaking museum that says that communities matter and museums matter, and the two don't have to be mutually exclusive. So our move to North Avenue in 1988 to a fragile, low-income community, again to show that museums and communities matter. And we immediately saw the potential of this museum. We moved in October of 1988. February 1989 was our first Black History Month here. And the museum was teeming with visitors. The buses were in front of the museum and coming halfway down the block. And then we saw that those buses slowly creep down all the way down the block. And then we saw those buses along the other side, over that side of North Avenue. And we saw those buses parked on Bond Street. And we found that most of our visitors were out of state, so that accounted for those buses. And we found that we had tourism. that we were developing tourism. That's what those buses meant. And that our busiest month was July, not February. Another sign of tourism in this city where you have a museum on a corner of North Avenue and Bond Street where tourism can thrive. And as I said, July was our best month. February, a close second. That's a sign of tourism as well. And whereas sometimes I felt that there were leaders who didn't understand the potential, I have to temper that with the fact that there are leaders and were leaders who very much did understand the potential of this museum. Leading the list was Senator Clarence Blount, that many of you know. And Senator Clarence Blount, who introduced the first bond bill that got us the funding to be able to do what we do here on North Avenue. He went to Mayor Donald Schaefer, and Mayor Schaefer was the one who gave us the building that gave us the firehouse where we are housed. And we began at that point to acquire all of the properties on this block, including the Bowen-Schmidt Mansion, which stands on North Avenue and Broadway. There was Senator Nathaniel McFadden, who, as the leader of the 45th Legislative District, also believed in us and fought for us to get funding. There was Mayor Martin O'Malley, who, as soon as he came into office, provided us with funding for the work that we're trying to do. And our good friend Congressman Elijah Cummings, who from the day he met us until the day he died, fought for this museum, introducing and joining with Senator Barbara Mikulski and Senator Orrin Hatch, Republican Senator Orrin Hatch, to get past legislation that made us the national Great Blacks in Wax Museum. We didn't just tack national onto our name. It was by act of Congress, the United States Congress, that we became the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum, and that effort led by our beloved Congressman Elijah Cummings. Congressman Kwesi Mfume, in both of his stays in the Congress, the first time and now, the check is probably, we normally have the big $2 million check that he got in federal funding for us to be able to do what we're trying to do. Councilman Robert Stokes, who always shows up for anything that we ask him to do, including seeing to it that the grass gets cut. Senator Corey McCray, I don't know where he is. I have to find him and just ask him, where are you? Because he is always there. He believes in this museum. He believes in the 45th Legislative District, and we love him dearly. And then last and certainly not least is Mayor Brandon Scott. With the funding that he has made possible, with his belief in what we try to do here, with his support of our youth programming. He and Senator Corey McCray were here to go on a tour with our youth from the Youth Works program, the city-run Youth Works program. And they were enthralled at the knowledge of our youth. They understood the potential of our youth, and they will be back, I hope, this summer to go and again be mesmerized and impressed by the young people who show every day what they are made of as the children, as our children here in Baltimore City. So with this funding, we can show the potential, and what this museum has done is to show the potential of tourism, to show the potential for economic development through tourism, and to carry out Elmer's mantra my husband Elmer's mantra that community development and cultural development go hand in hand. I am proud to present to you Mayor Scott, and is there a representative from the representative from the United Way of Central Maryland? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm going to make it brief. My name is Tanya Miller Hall. I'm the Senior Advisor for Arts and Culture for the Mayor's Office. I'm delighted to be here today. I want to first start by saying, expressing my gratitude to the United Way and his team, as well as the Recovery Office and their dedication to making this happen. I also want to extend a special thanks to our mayor for his unwavering support of the arts. Without him and his commitment to the arts, none of this would have happened. And it's worth mentioning that this is the first time since the 90s that the mayor's office has had an art advisor. And so that just further underscores the mayor's commitment and the administration's commitment to the cultural community. And today we're here to invest $3.5 million as just the beginning of our commitment to the arts community. And I'm just here to recognize all of the art leaders that are here in the audience and thank them for their commitment to arts and making Baltimore a more vibrant city. And as we know that when you invest in the creative community and creatives, it's not only to make things beautiful, but it's also an economic driver to the city. And so with that, I'd like to bring Mayor Scott up to the podium. Or who's
Good afternoon, everybody. It is such an honor to be here in East Baltimore today to celebrate arts and culture in Baltimore City. But it's really important that we are at the Great Blacks in Wax Museum because I know for me, I know at least for Delegate Young, Robert's a little older than us, maybe not for him, but Councilman Stokes, but we grew up going to this museum. We learned so much about our history, not just from the fabulous teachers that we had and continue to have in Baltimore City Public Schools, including my third grade teacher who still teaches and teaches at Gardenville, Delegate Young, but also from having this, from coming and seeing and being able to see what we all come from. And Dr. Martin talked about the visits that the senator and I do with the young people every summer. But there is one in particular part about that every summer that is always the most impactful for me. All of you have been inside of the museum, so you know there's a little small part of the exhibit that has cotton in it. And then under the words, it tells you where that cotton is from. It's from Littleton, North Carolina. The very same place that my family's from, where my family worked on farms, where my family, well, technically I, own property now that at one point my family and ancestors worked with their hands. And for those young people to then be able to see me and know that that's what I came from, it unlocks in each and every one of them the reality that they can become the wildest dreams of their ancestors as long as they continue to recognize and realize where they come from and know the power that is within them and that nothing is impossible for them. So thank you, Dr. Martin. I look forward to doing that this summer. We and always want to thank our partners at the United Way. We announced this initiative back in September as a testament to our city's commitment to supporting and uplifting the diverse artists and cultural organization that has been enriching the fabric of Baltimore forever. And while this event may have been a long time coming, we wanted to make sure that each and every recipient is getting their moment to celebrate. So thank you for being with us on a number of reschedules for a bunch of different issues. I think we had one presidential interruption. We obviously had a tragedy that interrupted us, but we're here today. And Baltimore is a city that has always been defined by the arts and culture. Our art community is the cornerstone of our city's identity, reflecting our history, diversity, and resilience. Even for me, long before I was a mayor, I was a DJ in Baltimore City, right? We understand how deep the arts and culture community is for Baltimore. And in our hardest moments, our city's arts community has always been there to express what the city is feeling, whether it's grief and anger or hope and aspiration, but also to bring us together in those moments. Their work reflects our city and often help the world engage with and understand Baltimore a little better. But for too long, public dollars have simply just gone to the big names and the big players in town. And dare I say, I know my staff is going to hate this, the big names and big players in town that just happen to be white ran organizations in Baltimore. This investment made possible through the American Rescue Plan Act. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you to our congressional delegation. Underscores our dedication to ensuring that all artists and communities have equitable access to resources and opportunities in Baltimore. I want to thank and extend a heartfelt congratulations to each and every grant recipient. Your work not only inspires but also drives positive change within our communities. Your creativity and innovation are more crucial than ever in shaping Baltimore's future. I want to again thank the United Way of Maryland, our partners in this endeavor, for their commitment to supporting the underrepresented voices in the arts. Together, we will continue to champion inclusivity, creativity, and cultural expression in Baltimore, and I look forward to witnessing the transformative impact of your projects and collaborations in the months and years ahead. I also want to thank Director Kearney and the Mayor's Office of Recovery Programs for making sure, as always, that we award these dollars to people that we know are going to be responsible, and that President Biden isn't knocking on my door saying that the city of Baltimore didn't use this money the right way. Thank you, Madam Director. We in City Hall we call her Madam Warbucks, just to make sure she keeps the money in line. Now I think it's time for us to continue to focus on building a more vibrant and inclusive arts community in our city. So I think, Franklin, you're going to come up and we're going to announce the folks that are getting the money today. All right, you ready? You want to go first? Yeah, go ahead. You go first, and then I'll do it. Yep.
So I had notes, as you always do, but my father, who was a Baptist minister and an artist, he used to always say, whenever you get up, son, to speak, focus on three things: stand up, speak up, and shut up. So I'm going to dispense with all the remarks. We're in the hot sun, and just say, congratulations to all of you. The work that you're doing does make impact. The work you're doing every single day does inspire and unite all of us. It takes us to different places and spaces, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Thank you for your tenacity, for defying the odds, for doing really good work in our community. And United Way, we really do focus a lot on providing access and opportunity and equity for all. We don't want to leave anyone behind. The governor says this. You say this all the time, Mayor. That is part of what we do here at United Way. And thank you all so much for following the process, for being dutiful. And we are certainly interested in your success. So I'll stop there and just say thank you all so much for what you do every single day. We are truly blessed as a community to have those who are involved in the arts and cultural work so vibrant and vital to our work every single day. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So now we're going to get to why we're all here today. So first up, this is a certificate of recognition for Cross Street Partners and Afro Charities. Afro Charities. In recognition of your selection as a 2024 Diversity in Arts Grant awardee. This grant will amplify your work and enable more residents to experience the enriching offerings of Baltimore's diverse arts and cultural organizations. As mayor, I thank you for your outstanding work and appreciate your efforts to provide Baltimore residents with quality art experiences and cultural activities. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And for the sake of time and that y'all been in the sun, I won't read the whole thing every time. All right, next up is none other than the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. All right. We should have done this one first since we're here. But the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum, Incorporated. All right, this is another place I spent a lot of time as a kid. The Arena Players. A quick aside, going to the Arena Players is the reason why when I was in college I acted in 3 plays. So. All right, next up we have Aziza Peace. Woo! All right, next up we have Ballet After Dark. All right, next up we have Arts Every Day. All right, next we have the Station North Tool Library. All right, next we have AIA Baltimore and Baltimore Architecture Foundation. Congratulations. All right. Next we have Baltimore Center Stage. Next, we have Baltimore Youth Arts. Woo! Next, we have Motor House. Next, we have Do More Baltimore. Now, I'm going to get on Kenneth. Kenneth is my elementary school classmate, so I'm going to talk bad about him in the group chat. Next, we have Dance Be More and DAB programs. Congratulations. Go. They're dancing. Next, we have the Creative Nomads. Next, we have Nostress Races Incorporated. Congratulations. Next up, we have The Compound. I may or may not have recorded like an album drop interlude at The Compound a few years ago. Next, we have the Producers Club of Maryland, the Maryland Film Festival. Next, we have the Urban Oasis. Next, we have Muse 360. Congratulations. Next, we have Moving History Incorporated. Intersection of Change. Next is the Fells Point Creative Alliance. Next, we have the Full Circle Dance Company. Woo! Next, we have the Marching Elite. All right, the UB Blake Cultural Center. Congratulations. All right, Dream Bigger Community Institute. Congratulations. All right, and next, and finally, but not least, we have Excellence and Ambition Incorporated. Congratulations. Let's congratulate all of our winners. Councilman, I know we're in the east side, but you know I'm from Park Heights, so we had to end with the Park Heights winner. Had to have them be last. The best shall be last, or whatever they say. But thank you all for your commitment to our city, to Baltimore, to keeping our arts and culture community not just alive but thriving. And the best for all of us is yet to come. Thank you so much.
I want to thank all of you for coming and to support all of the winners, and invite you to visit the museum while you're here, or come back. And it's of course be our guest today. And one last thing, I'm from a small town by the name of Yulee, Florida, and so is the newest Raven, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, and my town, the hometown is Yulee, Florida. And there's a monument that says Yulee, home of Derrick Henry. I keep wondering when it's going to say Yulee, home of Joanne Martin, but I grew up with Derrick's family, went to school. My god sister, Tammy Henderson, because they're Hendersons. Autry is my god sister, and we're very proud of Derrick. And when you say go Ravens, also say go Yulee.